What can Kim Jong Un's IWC or Vladimir Putin's Patek Philippe tell us about these controversial figures? CIA officers are trained to gain insights from insignificant details. In this video, we'll analyze the watches worn by world leaders to show what we can learn from something as seemingly simple as a timepiece. Remember, a watch is never just a watch. Watches of Espionage is curated by a former CIA case officer with a passion for timepieces. On the WOE YouTube channel, we explore the myths and realities of the intersection of watches and the military, intelligence, and national security. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to be informed when we release new videos. Within CIA's Directorate of Analysis, or DA, highly trained analysts consume, process, and make sense of information collected by CIA's other half, the Directorate of Operations, or DO. The role of a CIA analyst is to produce written, finished intelligence for policymakers and senior-level government officials through written and oral briefings. Within the DA, there is a specialized cadre of dedicated leadership analysts who focus on understanding the personality traits, plans, and intentions of prominent world leaders and non-state actors. For example, with Donald Trump back in office as the President of the United States, he'll likely meet with Chinese President Xi Jinping. But before the highly publicized handshake, Trump will receive a written and oral briefing on the Chinese leader's background, worldview, national ambitions, and personality traits. This leadership profile, prepared by analysts at CIA, is intended to help forecast a leader's decision-making and actions. Intelligence informs policy. The profile will often also be included in the President's Daily Brief, or PDB, a daily summary of high-level, all-source information and analysis on national security issues produced for the President. This type of analysis is, of course, not an exact science. The work of intelligence analysis can be like assembling a puzzle where the pieces, foreign intelligence, are hidden all over the world. To make it even more complicated, an analyst is simultaneously working on multiple puzzles and has pieces from entirely different puzzles thrown into the same pile. Just when you think you are finished, the image on the puzzle changes. Virtually anything, including a foreign leader's timepiece, can play a small part in informing the profile and psychological assessment of the individual. Whether the watch is significant or not in every case, each piece of the puzzle matters and helps to bring the bigger picture into focus. As discussed in our video, the watches of U.S. presidents, politicians often put significant thought into their appearance, with many relying on PR teams to determine everything from the color of their tie to the position of their lapel pin. Watches, however, are often more personal, and analyzing the watch worn by world leaders provides unique insights into their personality, as well as what they are trying to telegraph to their constituents and the broader world. Let's take a closer look at the watches worn by a few prominent world leaders, relevant to the world of watches of espionage. In June 2021, North Korean Supreme Leader Kim Jong Un appeared on state television after a noticeable month-long absence from the public eye. There was speculation of potential health issues for the Korean leader, and, as highlighted by NK News, keen observers noted that the leather strap on his gold IWC Schaffhausen Portofino had been tightened significantly, indicating he likely lost weight. For an isolated leader like Kim, with limited contact with the outside world, scrutinizing public imagery frame by frame can offer valuable insights and corroborate or refute clandestinely collected intelligence. The current and past leaders of the Hermit Kingdom have a long history with luxury timepieces. The country's founder, Kim Il-sung, commissioned a range of Omegas in the late 1970s, bearing his signature on the dial. Interestingly, the younger Kim is believed to have spent 4 years as a child in Bern, Switzerland, at a boarding school a mere 3-hour drive from the Swiss watch manufacturer's IWC headquarters, located in Schaffhausen, Switzerland. Is Kim's modern IWC habit a result of his time as a child near the brand's headquarters? Does this connection indicate Kim had a fond experience in Switzerland as a child, or an affinity for Swiss culture? These are exactly the types of questions an intelligence analyst might pose when unraveling the clues presented by a world leader's watch. Analysts assess Russian President Vladimir Putin as one of the wealthiest men in the world, with shaky estimations putting his net worth in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Putin owns several expensive watches, including an 18-karat yellow gold Patek Philippe perpetual calendar and a platinum Lange und Söhne, both fitting for a man of his supposed fortune. In recent years, Putin has appeared to favor a more modest, but still not modest limited edition Blancpain Le Mans Aqualung Grand Date. Intriguingly, Putin has also given away watches to everyday Russians, including a Blancpain to a factory worker in 2009. Putin's expensive watch collection is estimated to be valued at well over $1 million, which is hard to explain given the Kremlin's annual salary of $140,000, something that Putin has drawn significant criticism for in recent years. By flying in the face of norms and wearing a flashy watch in public, Putin might have been demonstrating that he believed he would not be held accountable for past corruption. That said, since the 2022 invasion of Ukraine, Putin has favored a Russian-made Imperial Peterhof factory or Raketa watch. The Russian president also appeared to wear the Russian-made watch for his highly scrutinized interview with Tucker Carlson, in which he intriguingly removes the watch before getting into the nitty-gritty. This switch from the heights of Swiss luxury to an inexpensive Russian-made watch was likely a conscious decision, an effort to tout the Russian watch industry as a source of national pride. As we have discussed, these decisions are not made in a vacuum, and details matter. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is also known for his appreciation of horology and is typically seen wearing a Panerai Luminor PAM 048, including when he met with Israeli Defense Force, or IDF personnel, while planning the response to the 7 October attacks. While Panerai has drawn criticism for its overuse of unit insignia, including the Navy SEAL Trident, the brand has significant history with spec ops dating back to the Italian Navy's pioneering combat divers during the Second World War. Netanyahu's Panerai makes sense considering the PM served 5 years in a spec ops unit of the IDF, Sayeret Matkal, with multiple combat deployments, including a 1968 operation into Lebanon and the rescue of Sabina Flight 571. The watch is also fitting when it comes to public perception. Netanyahu, the leader of a nation at war, likely wants to be seen as masculine and tough, with the watch serving as a subtle reminder of his military background, while also looking the part in political scenarios. Former Islamic State Emir Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi made one of his few public appearances in 2014 when he delivered a sermon at the Great Mosque of Al-Nuri in Mosul, Iraq. Press reporting was quick to note the steel watch on his right hand, speculating that it was potentially an expensive Rolex or Omega Seafarer, whatever that is. This would have been notable in itself. However, it appears it was more likely an Islamic watch from Saudi Arabia-based watchmaker Al-Fajr, a brand we have also spotted on the wrists of Ismail Haniyeh, the assassinated Hamas leader, and Mullah Yaqub, the Taliban's defense minister. Al-Fajr watches provide prayer times and could be a clear signal to others that one is a devout Muslim. Further, he was also wearing the watch on his right hand, which some believe is in line with Islamic tradition. ISIS maintained a sophisticated PR and media wing that could rival any nation-state, so it stands to reason that significant thought was put into al-Baghdadi's watch before this recording of one of his few public appearances. Of note, Baghdadi was taken off the battlefield during an October 2019 Special Forces raid. The location of the watch is currently unknown. To be clear, we are only aware of one example of a foreign leader's watch being specifically mentioned in a classified leadership profile and do not want to give the perception that this is a major focus of leadership analysis. It's not. That said, this in-depth analysis, right down to the watch on a world leader's wrist, is indicative of the lengths that intelligence services will go to understand their adversaries and partners. When it comes to watches of espionage, we ascribe to the use your tools ethos, where watches can be tools of warfare, espionage, or in this case, analysis. As they say, the more you know. Drop a comment down below to let us know what you think of the watches worn by world leaders. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, drop a comment, and hit the bell icon to be informed when we release new videos. For even more, check out our website, watchesofespionage.com, for more content, as well as our collection of watch straps and other purpose-built tools designed for our community. Until next time, happy hunting.